Flosstubers, it's me George here at Stitchcrafts with George. On this very yucky day, Storm Dennis is here. Although I think we are very lucky where we are, to be honest, because we're right down south in England, so we don't really tend to get it as bad as other areas. So although it is really horrible, and there is a tree down out the back here, it's not that bad really. I've just dropped Zoe, my daughter, down at the cinema to go and watch the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie with her friend for her birthday, and they're going to McDonald's, so I did get a little blown about, but Zoe will have a great time. So anyway, welcome to my channel. I hope you've all had a brilliant week. Well, 2 weeks actually, because naughty me, didn't do a video last week. I do apologise about that. I don't really have a good reason, to be honest with you. I just got carried away doing other things, and by the time I thought, oh no, I haven't filmed my video, it was just I didn't have time to fit it in, so I do apologise about that. But thank you for popping over to watch me. If you're a regular viewer, then thank you so much for listening to me ramble on every time that I come on here. And if you're new, then thank you for stopping by, and I hope you like what you see. And you might subscribe if you like listening to crazy ladies ramble on and talk about cross stitch and things. So I have some really exciting news. First of all, on my last video, I mentioned to you guys that I needed to look for another job because I work with my sister as a childminding assistant for her. And we've done this for 2 years now, and I've had a really lovely time, but unfortunately work has dried up a bit, and she just can't afford to keep me on, basically, through nobody's fault. It's just one of those things, you know, when you look after children, they're all sort of like preschool age, so from baby to about 4, and obviously you might have, if you've got a lot of older ones, they might be moving on to preschool and things like that. So it's just one of those things. It couldn't have been helped. But we're both really sad because obviously we love working together, and although we're sisters, we are best friends as well. So I mean, I'm trying not to get too over emotional about it because obviously she's my sister. I'm going to see her probably every day anyway because she's still going to help me with Zoe, bless her. So yeah, but I have found a job. Hooray! I was getting so stressed out about finding a job, honestly, because where I am in Dorset, I would have to travel quite a long way to, say, Poole or Bournemouth to find anything that was something I could do, or something that, you know, just money-wise, that would be enough for me. But that just wasn't going to work out, really. I'd have to leave at a ridiculous time in the morning. And obviously I do have my daughter Zoe to think about. She's going to be 10 soon, so she's not a little girl, but she's still not, she's at that age where she's not old enough to be looking after herself yet, obviously. So yeah. So, but anyway, the company that I used to work for, before leaving to work with my sister, I worked with them for 14 years. So I was with them a very long time, and love them. They've offered me a job. And I'm just so grateful to them. Honestly, I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. It's a bit sad in a way though, because one of my friends and ex-colleagues is leaving, so it's her space that I will be filling. So I'm sad, you know, that I'm taking her job. Well, I'm not taking her job, I'm filling her position because she's leaving. So that's a little bit sad, but I'm just so grateful to them for having me back. And it's doing the job pretty much as I was doing before. So how lucky am I that I can just go back there? I know probably, well, they've had a lot of new faces since I left, so I probably know about half the people there. And I'm sure the job will just come flooding back to me once I'm there a few days. So I'm just so lucky, and I can't thank them enough. Yeah, so that's the major news that I've got going on at the moment. I'm just thrilled. So I don't have to keep looking for a job anymore because it's so stressful. If any of you out there sort of like have been in this position and you're looking for a job, it's horrible. It's quite harsh actually, and I feel like what's annoying is a lot of the time they want certain grades from when you did your exams at school. Now I'm 43 now, and I did my exams when I was 15, 16, so I'm obviously not the same person that I was when you know, all those years ago when I was at school. So I feel it's a bit unfair to judge me and what I can do by my GCSEs that I did 20, 30 years ago. Do you know what I mean? So, but anyway, that's just the way it is. Yeah, so at least I don't have to worry about that anyway. So anyway, on to cross stitch, because that's why you're here, isn't it? You don't really want to hear me ramble on about that. I've had quite a productive couple of weeks actually. I don't know why, just some weeks I tend to get more stitching done than others. I have the same amount of time. I think it's about how productive I am once I get going. So I've had like a couple of good series on Netflix to watch, so that's really spurred me on. If any of you have Netflix, what have I watched? The Stranger and Safe. They're two really good series. They've only got one season so far, and they are based on books. So I really enjoyed watching those. So they sort of spurred me on. So if you're looking for any Netflix series to watch, I'd recommend those two. Anyway, so I have finished to show you. Do you remember I was doing a koala bear cross stitch kit from the Geeky Stitching Company, and Jess created that kit to help raise money for Australia, but I finished. Sorry, I haven't got anything behind there. So there, so I absolutely loved stitching this one up. For some reason it took me ages to do the leaves around the outside. I don't know why, because it's, you know, it's not that big a area to stitch, but it did take me a while. But yeah, and I love this yellow pom-pom trim. I think it finishes it off really well. So I really enjoyed doing that. I think she does have a few of these kits left, if anybody wanted to order one. Obviously I'll put the link to her website below, but I think it's been so popular that she's pretty much sold out of that one, which is brilliant because obviously she's been able to raise some funds for Australia, so lovely. The next thing I've been working on is the Caterpillar cross stitch along, that's a bit of a mouthful, Bloom and Grow. So this is how far I have got. So I've done quite a lot on this one actually, because I think when I last showed you I'd only just started, I think. It's hard to think about 2 weeks ago, isn't it? How ridiculous. But yeah, so this one's coming along really well. So I've just got a bit more sort of greenery here to do, and then there's a flower pot here, and that'll be that one done. Obviously this is the first part, so the second part comes out on, I think it's about the 26th of February, so what's that, what are we now? So it's about 10 days away. So I've got a little while to go to finish this one. I mean, I'm not stressing if it's not finished in time for the second part, but I do quite like it to be ready. I don't know, that is the point of it, obviously, is to stitch along and get it done, but I don't know, I won't stress about it. But kind of wish now though that I had bought a different coloured fabric, because I do think it looks nice on white because it does pop out, but I am getting to the point where I'm a bit, well, not a bit, majorly bored with stitching on white fabric. I don't know, I see all these beautiful fabrics that people have on their Flosstube videos, and I have bought some dye to dye my own fabric. I just need to crack on and do it. I will give that a go, because Carla being crafty, that's Carla with a K, she actually has a tutorial video on her Flosstube channel which shows you how to dye your fabric, and it was using like a jam jar, and I thought, well, that's something that I could maybe have a go at. So I really just need to crack on and have a go. I know you can buy it, but from what I've seen, or certainly in the UK anyway, it's quite expensive. I did buy a nice piece which I showed you a few videos back, which was from Lakeside Needlecraft, and that was lovely, so I'm keeping that one. It's sort of like a pinky purpley sort of pale colour, so I'm keeping that one to use. But I kind of wish I'd done this like on a light blue or something now, but I'm not going to restart it now, no way. But I'm kind of as well going away from doing kits. Previously, because I've been stitching for over 20 years now, I've always bought kits. I don't know why, I just always bought kits, and I'm totally going away from that now, in that I'm enjoying getting charts and just kitting them up myself, picking my own material, you know, and maybe changing up the colours. This is something that I never really even considered doing before, if I'm honest, but it's all thanks to you guys on Flosstube that I watch. Really inspired me to do that, because why should you just go along with, you know, what's the bog standard white fabric, you know, copy every colour, when you can do your own thing and make it your own. So yeah, so I think I'm going to start doing this from now on. I have got still quite a few kits in my stash, and obviously I'll go along with those, and most of them are on white fabric, because they usually are, aren't they? But yeah, so I think in the future I'm not really going to be tending to buy kits unless it's one that I really, really want. Like, for example, bovie threads are one of my favourites. The Rendell designs, I love those, and they come on the slightly spotty fabric, which you'll see in a minute because I've got one to show you. I do like those, and I probably would buy their kits, but other than this, I think I'm going to stick to buying the charts and doing them myself, so then I've got more control over it, which to you guys is probably second nature, but to me it's kind of like new, so I'm quite excited to do that. So yeah, anyway, so that's me caterpillar cross stitch, hoping to get that finished in the next couple of weeks, ready for the next part. The other stitch along that I have an update on is, as I just mentioned, Carla being crafty. She's a lovely floss tuber, so if you don't watch her, please do go and check her out and subscribe, because she's such a lovely lady, and she's all the way over in the States, complete other side of the world to me, but I feel like I know her, so I've been watching her ever since she started. We started around a similar time actually, and I just look forward to seeing her videos every week, so please do go and check her out. But Carla's doing her own stitch along at the moment called #BeMyOwnValentine'sSal. It's something that, for her own personal reasons, which she does explain on one of her videos, she's doing, and it was started on Valentine's Day. So I started this, no, it wasn't started on Valentine, was it? 1st of February. I'm just being a donut. Can't possibly have started on Valentine's Day, because that was only 2 days ago. Yeah, for the month of February, sorry. So yeah, I started this on the 1st of February along with Carla, and there are quite a few other people doing it, so if you'd like to join in doing a this stitch along, that'd be brilliant. All you need to do is do a design with a bee in it. It doesn't have to be any specific one. This is the one that I picked. This is a bovie threads one, Flight of the Bumblebee. I've had my eye on this kit for quite a long time anyway, so I thought perfect, and I ordered it around Christmas time, ready to start with her. So I've done quite a lot actually, which I will show you now. Get it the right way round. So this is how far I have got. So it's actually starting to look like a bee now. I love it, because I think the way it's like blended the colours and everything makes it look quite fluffy, which obviously a bee is. So, and I just love bees. I've always loved bees. When I was a little girl, I used to spend hours watching them in the garden on flowers. So yeah, I've completely finished this wing. I don't know if you can make that out. It's completely finished. So I've got the wing the other side to do, and then onto the flowers at the bottom then. So I'm really chuffed with how that's coming along. So yeah, if you want to join in and do your own bee design, that'd be brilliant. So that's that one. Now I have 2 new starts to show you. Another stitch along, because I'm a little bit addicted to stitch alongs at the minute. I don't know why I never did them till about, well, I did try and do a caterpillar cross stitch one a couple of years back, but my cat ruined it. So, and I'd stitched quite a lot of it, and I just couldn't be bothered to restitch it. That was one, I think it's called Happiness is Homemade, and it had like cakes and everything like that on it, which is right up my street. But yeah, it got ruined. So after that, I kind of didn't bother for some time. But yeah, now I'm all about the stitch alongs. So I wanted to do the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Stitch Along Animal Almanac that was started in January. I think it came out January the 1st was the very first part. And for ages I hadn't started it. But I am one of those people that has to start in the middle of the fabric. I just can't not do that. And it put me off for a while because obviously, well, you say obviously you won't know unless you've seen it, but it's one part for every month. So it's over 12 months, this stitch along, and every month is like your January, February and so forth. So January's right obviously at the top, and I know some people just start over there in the fabric. I just can't do it. So what I did was I started in the very middle of the fabric here and just tried to work my way up, and now I have started part 1, which was January's. So you can make it, it's not finished yet, still quite a bit to do in it, but it's a little penguin and there's a little diddy one, and this is going to be like the Aurora Borealis, you know, the Northern Lights, and he's dead cute. He's got a little fluffy hat on. Yeah, so I have got part 2 to start. And part 3 obviously will be out in a few weeks' time. So I don't know how I'm going to get on with that, but at least I've made a start. I just love him. He's just so cute. Yeah, I think the next part was a fox, and I love foxes, so that's perfect. But yeah, and I really like this material. It's not the one that was recommended because I couldn't actually get hold of that one. Well, I could get the right colour and everything, but not the right size. It just wasn't big enough. So I just kind of went with a similar colour, but I think that's quite a nice colour. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's like a beige colour. So yeah, so I'm really pleased that I've actually made a start on that and I've done all of that. So it doesn't feel such a big deal anymore. I can just crack on with it. My other new start is a Geeky Stitching Company one, which I'm sure you won't find a surprise. This is the design, Wake Me Up When Winter Is Over. As I've said a million times, I love foxes and woodland animals, so this was right up my street, and I've got to show you, I just love it. This is how far I've got so far. Oh, I just love him. Every time I'm stitching him, seeing him coming to life, I'm just like, oh, he's so adorable, and he's asleep, he's all curled up. And I know he feels, I'm sure we all know how he feels, wake me up when winter's over, because it's just so gross, isn't it, out at the moment. Oh, I'm just dying for some lovely weather and go and sit out in the garden with a nice drink or something. Do you know what I mean? Get some vitamin D. But yeah, it's not going to be likely for a while, I don't think. But yeah, so I'm really enjoying stitching him up. I have got another fox kit from the Geeky Stitching Company, which I did show you on a previous video, which is a bit bigger. It's like in an oval hoop. So when I finish this one, I think I might do that one next. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. So that's all my stitching that I've got to show you today. I have got one thing for haul. I'm trying to be really good, like a lot of stitchers are this year. So I've seen loads of stitchers say that they're only stitching their whips this year. They're not buying anything new. I can't quite commit to that, but I don't want to be buying loads of stuff because A, I don't really have the money to do so. B, I'm about to swap jobs. I don't think it's wise, like, you know, I'm going out spending loads of money on cross stitch. And to be fair, you know, I've got a holiday coming up in August and things like that. We're taking Zoe to Harry Potter studios. We've got lots going on. And as much as I would love to spend all my money on cross stitch, I just can't. So for this year, I'm going to try and be quite frugal and not buy too much. I kind of feel like if I see the odd chart on Etsy, sometimes you can pick them up in the sales for £3 or something like that. I feel that's okay because I wouldn't want to miss out on one. But it certainly won't be going crazy, I don't think, unless I win the lottery, in which case I'm getting my own craft room, I'm going to fill it with cross stitch. But that's all of our dreams, isn't it? So, you know, but you don't know, you've got to be in it to win it. Right, so this is February's sub box from the Geeky Stitching Company. I couldn't resist it. I don't buy it every single month, but she's just so good at designing cross stitch that I love, and I keep having to buy it. But it's only around £11 or £12, so it's not too bad. This was this month's Winter You Are Dear to Me, and I love it. And the fabric is actually this colour as well, this green. As I said, I'm getting bored with white fabric, so Jess obviously must be feeling the same, because all of her kits lately have been on coloured fabric, which I'm loving. It's really suiting me. So yeah, she said when she designed it first, she thought the antlers were too big, but then she was like, actually, it looks quite cool and I agree, I like it. So that's the main one. And the fabric, let me show you, is the most gorgeous colour. It's this green colour. I just think it's gorgeous. It's going to look really nice and make the white pop on there, I think. Obviously you've got all the threads that come with it. And this one has a yellow pom-pom trim. I don't always use pom-pom trim. Sometimes I just don't. Sometimes I actually colour in the hoops with a Sharpie pen and whatever colour theme I sort of like. But I just see when it's finished, see what I like. The other pattern that was charts that were in there, this one, do all things with kindness, which I think is really lovely and very apt for today actually, because obviously there's been some awful news in the press today about Caroline Flack, who really sadly took her own life. And you know, it makes me so sad because I really thought she was lovely. Obviously I didn't know her as a person, but I've watched her for years on TV and I'm a huge fan of Love Island, so I've always watched her on there, and I don't know, she's always just come across as such a lovely, vibrant, happy person, and I think it just goes to show that no one really knows, do they, what's going on inside somebody's head. And I just think people need to be kinder on the social media and everything like that. I mean, some of the comments that people say to people just because they're famous, or not even if they're famous, just anybody on social media, it's disgusting the way that some people comment and things like that. It's awful because it does affect people, and it's a lot of people will say, well, they're in the public eye, they should expect it. Well, no, I don't think that's good enough actually. It's just not. How many people need to take their lives before people actually stand up and, you know, think, no, I shouldn't be speaking like that to people. So my heart goes out to her family, but I think this is really apt. Do all things with kindness. This is the other kit, which is beautiful. Hello Cold Days, with a little foxy face on there, so I might stitch this one up at some point. Go in my foxy collection. Yeah, I love him, he's super cute. And actually got the fabric in the kit, in the box to do that one, which is a nice navy blue colour. So yeah, I'm loving that one. So yes, that's about it for this week. Again, apologies for not doing a video last week. And I did my last video, as I said I would, where I was filming a little bit each day and did a montage at the end, and I did quite like doing that. But it depends what time I've got when. So like a few days I managed to finish work early that week, so it's quite easy for me to come home and do a little bit of videoing. So I'll see how I go, but if I don't do that this week, then I will film again next weekend. But yeah, but I hope you all have an amazing week, and I hope the weather is okay and doesn't blow you away. Please have a great stitchy week, and please take care of yourselves. And I'm sending lots of love out to everybody, and I will see you again soon. Thanks, take care, bye.